like this idea. Why?
It is a moment in history, and I do believe this will be President Trump's legacy defining his place in history. The Kurds are the largest ethnic nationality in the world denied a state. 48 million people in the world. They share our values, religious pluralism. Kurdistan in Iraq is the only place where the Christian population is growing in the Middle East. And also they have female representation in their parliament. So they have our values. They have died for our interests, and they stand with us and defend our flag the way that we do.
So if Baghdad says you're out, this was a non-binding resolution, and they were almost forced to do it, and there were so many Iranians put in place in the parliament, it should not have been a surprise. But they abstained from that vote.
Exactly.
And they have shown nothing but loyalty to us.
To clarify, the Kurds abstained from that vote in the Iraqi parliament because they have an American alliance. They see not only the United States, but the Republicans, President Bush particularly, because defeating Saddam Hussein meant that the Kurds could actually stop facing genocide at their hands. So their loyalty is very deep to the United States.
And we had a no-fly zone in that area that we enforced, and every time Saddam would make a move, we would do it, and every time they shot back, we would shoot them.
Exactly.
If Baghdad says you have to leave, we say fine. We go to where? Erbil?
Well, Senator Marco Rubio already identified the center of gravity in Iraq for the United States long ago has moved to Erbil. That is where many of our military are already stationed. That is where we have in Kurdish region 5 American military bases being built. 3 ground is broken. We have the largest U.S. consulate being built in Erbil now, which will be bigger than Iraq. So clearly the United States has plans already to invest in there. We're not going to abandon our embassy, but we can, if we need to, remain in the region. So far, Kurdistan is still officially Iraq, but I believe the United States and President Trump can realize a sovereign Kurdistan in northern Iraq. That will be Iran's nightmare scenario. A divided Iraq will weaken Iran. It will leave Iraq, federal Iraq, to the mercy of Iran's machinations. But Kurdistan could be a pro-U.S., pro-Israel, Sunni pluralist ally, and that's what we need.
So overall, even knowing that reprisals could be coming almost expected, was getting rid of Soleimani necessary? It
was absolutely the best and boldest and bravest decision. Soleimani was orchestrating terrorism globally, not only regionally, for decades. And he was not there as a peace bearer, even though that is what the claims are. He was there not to see that embassy attack would take hostage again Americans the way it did almost 40 years ago in the Carter administration, and also, I believe, to seize power, political power, in the Iraqi parliament and totally subjugate Iraq to Iran. That was his ambition.
And the thing is, too, real quick, there were protests against Iran's presence before we took out Soleimani, and they've been rocketing our bases for months.
That's right. So there were protests in Iran against the Iranian government. And in Iraq, while it was there, the protesters, ordinary Iraqis, stormed the Iranian consulate. They're so disgusted with Iranian interference in Iraq.
And they demanded